Welcome to another live session from Unity Technologies. My name is Adam Buckner. I am one of the online evangelists here, part of Global Online Evangelism. And also with us in the chat is Matt Shell. I'd like to put a special shout out to Matt Shell today for this particular project because Matt helped me make it. As a matter of fact, Matt was the powerhouse behind getting this project up and running, and I'm just presenting it. So what the heck are we doing today? Well, we're going to be covering the Mobile Essentials Pack. The Mobile Essentials Pack is a group of assets that we get when we sign up to Plus. This is the project we're going to be looking at today, but let me just quickly take a look at our website. So this is the Unity Essentials Pack, and if we subscribe to Unity Pro or Unity Plus, so we're going to be especially talking about people who sign up to Plus, that's $35 a month, and then you get the free Essentials Pack. Now, what does the Essentials Pack include? Well, the Essentials Pack includes a number of assets that will help us improve our workflow, improve or optimize our graphics performance. They can help us with accessing native OS functionality. So the first thing that we're going to look at is down here, we got Editor Console Pro. Editor Console Pro helps us streamline our workflow and our debugging. It is a console replacement, so it's a robust console replacement. It replaces the existing Unity console. You can actually look at both at the same time, but gives us far more information. Then also there's cross-platform native Ultra plugin pack, and that is used for being able to access native platform functionality such as push notifications and operating system dialogues, but you can program it just once inside our project using cross-platform native plugin pack, and then the native plugin pack negotiates with the operating system, whether it's iOS or Android on our mobile devices, to then bring up those windows or access that functionality. So it just simply means that we can program only one time in our project, and then it goes ahead and it accesses that OS functionality. Now, we've got two things that will help us optimize our graphics performance, and that's Meshbaker, which allows us to easily combine meshes and their textures and materials, and so that simplifies the number of set paths or draw calls that we can do. And also, just hiding here below the fold, the Fast Shadow Projector, which will allow us to project shadows in a limited environment in a very efficient way. And then lastly, there's Fingers. Fingers is touch gestures for Unity, which allows us to simply implement common touch gestures on our touch devices. And so again, we don't have to program, looking for the touches and then how we analyze how the touches compare to each other. Is this a swipe? Is this a twisting motion? Is this a double tap? All of that is done for us inside Fingers. So essentially 5 really cool packs that allow us to optimize and streamline our workflow or make our projects more efficient on mobile. So the first one I want to look at is the Fast Shadow Projector. Now, the Fast Shadow Projector is by Grimworks. And it's a performant shadow projector, and it allows us to it can render hundreds of shadows, even on mobile. Many shadows projected on a mesh with one draw call. It can be used for lighting effects as well as shadows. So there's lighting effects as well as shadows that you can project. Essentially, it can use that same shadow data, and it can decide that you want to not project a shadow, but you want to project a light. There are certain things like shadow and light triggers that detect when a game object has entered a shadow or a light area. A bunch more things you can take a look more closely when you look at the pack yourself. So what we're going to do to use Fast Shadow Projector is we're going to replace the shadows on our player character and our pickups. So first, let's go ahead and take a look at the game. So I'm going to start with the game in a finished state. So this is our game in a finished state. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play. And the first thing we see is that button. And that button comes from the Ultra Pack, from the cross-platform native plugin Ultra Pack. It's simulating us accessing or activating a button inside the operating system. So it's a single touch button, and then we are moving our little character around. So our little Viking here is collecting bloody shields, and that's part of a game that we're not going to actually finish building. We're going to piggyback on top of this. This is a finished game, so we're not going to look at its movement. We're not going to look at the collecting mechanism. We're just going to look at these particular 5 packs in this environment. So one of the things that we can do is we can simulate that gesture. So I'm using Shift and the mouse wheel because one of the nice things about fingers is it allows us not only to quickly implement gestures, it allows us to simulate them. That's the game itself that we're going to be working on. We can see some of those shadows that were underneath our characters. So that's the complete game. So closing that down, let's go ahead and take a look at our incomplete game, and then we're going to go ahead and implement some of these things.